the 13th of April, Monday morning, 2026. We are reading a special appendix of chapter 19, comprising of the Citta, Viññāṇa, and Mano. The definition term of Citta, the distinction between the Citta, the consciousness, Viññāṇa, and the mind, Mano. And then the Citta over and above the 5 groups of the skandhas. Conscious element, Viññāṇa Dhatu, and Nipita Nibbana Nirvana element, Nipita Dhatu. And then the discussion of the knower in Thai language is Pu Ru, or in Laotian, Pu Hu. From page 1950 to page 1955. Buddha Dhamma, the English version or edition, compiled by Somdet Prat Butta Gosa Charya. His English name, P.A. Payutto. As we start off at the top of page 1500 or 1950, special appendix of the Citta, Viññāṇa, and Mano. During the time that we were looking through, this is from the translator of this, during the time we were looking through the mock-up of making the final corrections and amendments to Buddha Dhamma text preparation for publication, Venerable Prat Payutto Tanjao Kun Brahma Kun Born sent me an email with the following concise questions. He sent it in the original language of Thai, but this is the translation. In the body of the text, it says that there anything that you feel is inadequately clear or coherent. So which was my reply was, there is only one subject that I feel is not thoroughly enough explained, especially for the English readers, namely the precise definition of the Pali words, the Citta, Viññāṇa, and Mano, including the relationship between these terms, along with the associated terminology of the element of consciousness, Viññāṇa Dhatu. Indeed, I had already brought this matter up on another author several years ago. My fear has been that these terms may be misunderstood by students of Buddhism, and this misunderstanding consequently may lead to the distortions of the teachings. As a result of my reply, the venerable author kindly and diligently put together the following materials so that it would be included in the first publication of the English translation of Buddha Dhamma. Normally, it would place as an appendix to the chapter 1, but this would have meant a completely redoing of the pages numbers for the entire index, a daunting task. It seems sufficient to add it here and as the appendix at the end of the book. Please note that this appendix does not exist in the Thai version. Okay, so that was a note from the translator. Buddha Dhamma, section 6, A Worthy Life, chapter 19, special appendix, the definition of the Citta. The definition of Citta is closely related to the definition of Mano, as is evident from the following passage. The term Mano refers to the Citta. Mano, Manasa, Hataya, Pandara, Mana, Manaratana, Man Indra, Viññāṇa, Viññāṇa skandha, and Mano Viññā dhatu, arising from the sense contact. This is what is called the mind, Mano. Now here is in Pali, Mano ti yam sitam mano manasam hatayam pantaram mano manayatanam man indarayam viññāṇam vinna kanto daja mano vinna datu ayam vachati mano. In the commentaries, however, Citta is normally defined as follows. Cittani aramanam sinti ti cittam vijananti ti atto. Translated as, the term citta is defined thus. It is called citta because it reflects the meaning that is fully aware of sense objects. Note that the term be fully aware of is vijanati, the verb term form of viññāṇa. This commentarial definition need not be given too much importance. It is added here simply as a supplementary information. Now the distinction between the citta, viññāṇa, and mano. As illustrated above, the meanings of these terms are basically the same, but their uses or application, and here is some variation in their scope of meaning. The term viññāṇa is generally used in a restrictive sense, referring to exclusively the factor of knowing, a sense object, aramana. It does not include various kinds of feelings, vedana, perception, sanya, and thoughts, etc., that arise simultaneously with such sense contact. For this reason, it is normally translated as consciousness, viññāṇa. One can say that it is a purely technical term. Viññāṇa refers to the aggregate of consciousness, viññāṇa skandha, with the 5 aggregates. It does not include vedana or sanya, feeling and perception, or volitional formation, sankhara, which is the ati dhamma, collectively referred as mental concomitants, citta sikha. The term citta is used frequently in the Tipitaka. It is a common everyday term. It is used both in a restricted, specific connotations and in general, comprehensive sense, in which it is intrinsically encompasses other factors. The Ati Dhamma uses the term citta in a restrictive sense, corresponding to the term viññāṇa of the 5 skandhas, the aggregates, as mentioned above. The Ati Dhamma refers to the remaining 3 mental skandha, namma skandha, vedana, sanya, sankhara, as attributes of the citta, arising concurrently with the citta, collectively as citta sikha. In everyday language or in colloquial speech, however, it is not necessarily to make a distinction separating this factor as the citta and that the factor as a specific mental concomitant. Instead, one can speak in a collective sense by using a single word, citta, which inherently encompasses the mental concomitant, citta sikha. For instance, one can say, develop the mind, establish the mind in mindfulness, and they would use the same word, citta, to express this. In everyday language, the term mano or mana, manasa, can be used in a broad, wide-ranging sense, similar to the term citta. But when this term is used in a technical or restricted sense, it refers to the sense-based ayatana, or the sense faculty, indriya, that cognizes the mind objects, dhamma ramana. In this context, the complete term of manayatana and mana indriya are most often used. Moreover, in the Ati-dhamma, there is an explication stating that mano or manayatana is equivalent to the constitute consciousness of becoming, bhavanga citta. A citta over and above the 5 skandhas, the 5 groups of aggregates. As described above, citta is a strict, narrow sense referred to consciousness, Viññāṇa, as part of the 5 groups of aggregates. And in general broad sense, it's in the context of everyday language. Citta refers to both consciousness and to its associated mental attributes. In Vedana, feeling, Sanya, perception, and Sankhara, volitional formation, the remaining mental factors of the 5 skandhas. To the question whether a citta exists over and above the 5 skandhas, one can thus respond succinctly. There exists no citta over and above the 5 skandhas. The only state or reality, sabhava, transcending the 5 aggregates, the 5 groups, the 5 skandhas, is what a Pali term called skandha viññāṇa. Examples of this is nibbana, nibbita, nirvana. If, however, one includes things that have no inherent existence, one can say that those things are beyond and apart from the 5 skandhas, or the state of transcending the 5 aggregates, skandha viññāṇa. The concepts of destinations, banati, because destinations are contrived and ultimately do not exist. They are outside the 5 skandhas, the 5 aggregates. Gautama Buddha used the expression, the mind reaches the unconditioned, visankhara, visankhara ragatam sitam, meaning the mind reaches nibbita. Here one must be careful. People may misinterpret this passage as meaning that the mind, the citta, accessing or realizing nibbita, nibbana, nirvana, transcends the 5 aggregates, the 5 groups of skandhas. There is an explanation or explication of this passage stating that what is meant here is that the mind does not take hold of a conditioned phenomenon, sankhara, as the object of attention. Instead, it cognizes or experiences nibbita. When reaching nibbita, the nature of the mind is transformed. Although this is not ordinary attention, the mind does not transform into or become one with nibbita. That is all that is meant by this expression. Viññāṇa dhatu and nibbita dhatu. So the element of consciousness and the element of nibbana. In response to the translator comment, some people believe that arihats after death simply dissolve into the conscious element, Viññāṇa dhatu, into the great ocean of consciousness. This belief stems from misunderstanding that the Pali term of dhatu, meaning element, property, or natural condition. In fact, the term dhatu does not have any mysterious meaning. It means to akin to the term of sabhava, which can be translated as the state of nature, condition of nature, truth of nature, Both these terms refer to that which exists in an aspect of nature in line with the natural laws of causal conditions. No one is truly able to possess, control, or govern these things. They exist neither as an autonomous being nor as a fixed self. Ni sattha, ni jiva. Let us examine 18 kinds of dhatu elements mentioned by Gautama Buddha. There are ananta, these 18 kinds of element. Sakku dhatu, the eye element. Rupa dhatu, the form element. Sakku Viññāṇa dhatu, the eye conscious element. Sota dhatu, the ear element. Sattha dhatu, the sound element. Sota Viññāṇa dhatu, the ear conscious element. Gaha dhatu, the nose element. Gandha dhatu, the odor element. Gana vina dhatu, the nose element consciousness. Jiha dhatu, the tongue element. Rasa dhatu, the flavor element. Jiha Viññāṇa dhatu, the tongue conscious element. Kaya dhatu, the body element. Potapa dhatu, the tangible element. Kaya Viññāṇa dhatu, the body conscious element. Mano dhatu, the mind element. Dhamma dhatu, the mind object element. Mano Viññāṇa dhatu, the mind conscious element. In this virtue of knowing and seeing these 18 elements, a bhikkhu monk called to be skilled in the elements. Now, in Pali, it is was summoned like so. Atta rasa ko ima ananta tatu yo sakku tatu rupa tatu sakku Viññāṇa tatu sota tatu sattha tatu sota vina tatu kanha tatu kanha tatu kanha vina tatu jiva tatu rasa tatu jiva Viññāṇa tatu kaya tatu potapa tatu kaya vina tatu mano tatu dhamma tatu mano vina tatu ima ko ananta atha rasa tatu yo yato janati pasati itha vatapi ko ananta tatu kusalo bhikkhu ti ayam vachanayati. Nibbana, Nibbida, or the state of nature, sabhava, referred as nibbida, is incorporated in the factor of the mind object element, dhamma dhatu. The objects of attention focused on the mind consciousness, mano, Viññāṇa, things known by the way of the mind consciousness. This is that the terms of Viññāṇa dhatu and Nibbida dhatu amount to. In response to the translator's comment, some people believe that Nibbida dhatu can be used as a meditation object, as if this is some essential, transcendent element that even unawakened beings can come into contact with. There is nothing really to this. Nibbida or Nibbida dhatu, which is used as a concentration object. It is not referring to the genuine Nibbida itself, but rather to the concept of Nibbida that people have learned and understood on the intellectual level. It is possible to reflect on this concept of Nibbida and use it as the object of concentration. Now lastly, the discussion of the knower. In Thai, Puru. In Laotian, Puhu. In response to the translator's commentary, in some tradition, the expression Puru or Puhu literally means the knower. seems to refer to some kind of mystical state of consciousness or knowledge. For most part, the Thai or Lao expression is used as a translation of the term Viññāṇa or Viññu. Again, this term does not have any special or extraordinary meaning. It is used in an everyday language, referring to a wise person, a learned person, or a discreet person, etc. Now, that's the end of the special appendix of chapter 19 of Buddha Dhamma. Now, I wanted to note that Somdet Prabhuta Gosacharya, that's his monatistic name. His English name is P.A. Payuto. He was born in the 12th of January of 1939 in Si Prachan district in Suphanburi Province. And he has an extensive history of his monatistic education, his scholastical titles, religious activities, his honors that he has received, and so forth. But I want to point out, in 1994, he received the UNESCO Prize for Peace of Education. And if you guys want to go ahead and look at all his accomplishments, you can look him up. Buddha Dhamma.